and welcome to the show. This is Trump Talk Special Edition. I am your host, Suzanne Monk, host of the one and only Trump Talk Periscope cast live on Periscope. And this is a Trump Talk Special Edition campaign management. Yeah, there's been a little bit of a shakeup at the Trump campaign, and I wanted to get a chance to talk about it specifically with everyone because, you know, the media is just playing up the weird parts of the story and not really the parts of the story that we, as Trump supporters, need to know about the campaign. So let's get started. According to the mainstream media, Corey Lewandowski was fired today because of some tension in the Trump campaign between him and Paul Manafort. Paul wanting to lead more of a general election campaign, and Corey wanting the ear of Donald Trump and there all the time, and talking heads. Apparently Ivanka and her husband we can't lose Manafort because Manafort went in and said, I will quit if you don't get rid of Corey. Who knows what part of that is true? What I do know is what the official Trump campaign statement is and what Corey's interview on CNN, obviously following the separation. They're very amicable. Corey will continue to be the New Hampshire campaign director. He will continue to operate as a Trump supporter and in the New Hampshire capacity and as an advisor capacity to Donald Trump, talking whenever Trump has questions. He's not going, they're still friends. The media acts like it's a whole big mess. So it's absolutely ridiculous. And they've continued to act like that, and they were acting like that earlier in the beginning when Manafort got brought on so that he could do his job, which he did very well, which is hunt delegates. And at 1,535 or whatever the last count was, he did a very good job. Corey did a great job in the beginning at his role at running an excellent campaign against 16 excellent candidates, 50 states plus all the territories and such, on a very minimal budget, on one of the smallest budgets we've ever seen in a presidential campaign in the last decade or more, 2 decades, a very long time. Very little money, record number of votes. Every campaign, just like Donald Trump's campaign, has both a primary phase and a general phase. Corey Lewandowski was great in the primary phase. The time has come for them to make a new direction and move into the general election phase. Paul Manafort is going to be great for that. We're going to talk about him in just a second. But the media hyping up all of this tension is designed to make Trump people think Trump is suffering. That's why, but they've been misleading you about the polls, that he's struggling so hard in the polls, that he's losing all the battleground states, which is directly false. If you look even at the Real Clear average polls now, he leads in Colorado. That's a battleground state. He leads in many of the states that are toss-ups in Real Clear Politics average own map. So, in fact, he's not struggling that much. He's doing very well, and they have to make us think he's doing poorly. And one way they can do that is play up this natural shift from the primary campaign manager to the general campaign manager. Now let's talk a little bit about Paul Manafort. Expert at running campaigns, has run many successful campaigns, not just here in the United States, but overseas. He has been part of the Ford campaign, Reagan campaign, both Bush campaigns, Dole, McCain, the Yakunovich in Ukraine, I believe there was an election there. He's been a part of many successful foreign elections. He is a Georgetown graduate and obviously has done very well at getting the amount of delegates necessary for the primary election process. Now we're going to move into the general election. Here's what's different and you need to know about the general election. One thing that's different. National polls don't really matter anymore. You need to get states. States are what you win. If you win the right states with the right number of votes, you win. If you don't, it doesn't matter what your popular polls or vote is. Did we learn nothing from the Al Gore election? Popular vote doesn't matter. We need to get states. So when they start talking about national polls, it's easy for them to skew those polls. Focus in urban areas where Hillary is going to do well. Remove voters from areas that they decide they don't, that Trump does well. Lower the number of voters, just like they were doing with Cruz. They're doing the same with Hillary Clinton and making some very askew polls. So nothing has really changed from that. But now we don't fight all those states one by one by one like we do in the primary. We fight each of those states all at once. So we have to play a very different game economically, with advertisement, with how you spend and how you hit the other campaign. We have to play a very different game. Now, Trump will continue to probably operate a very lean and mean campaign. Everyone is talking how he doesn't have enough money. He's not raising enough money. I personally have donated my money this month to Donald Trump. I donate every month. I encourage you all to do so because obviously, just like Bernie Sanders was able to run a very effective campaign against Hillary Clinton on just donations of $27, Donald Trump is more than capable of doing the same. And it's our job as Trump supporters to involve ourselves as much as we can. So if you can, whatever you can afford, send it on over to Donald. He can use it to help make America great again. Now, I've had a lot of talk from people who have asked me, Suzanne, why are we not seeing more ads in my state? Well, what kind of state are you in? Are you in a red state? Are you in a blue state? Are you in a battleground state? Because you're going to see a lot of ads in battleground states. If you're in a red state, you're not going to see a lot of Trump ads. If you're in a blue state, you are going to see some Trump ads. And you're going to see some negative Trump ads. Hillary is going to try not to waste money too much in blue states. But Trump has changed the game. He's going to be playing a 50-state game and make her spend money in places like New Jersey, California, New York, these other areas that she should be handling easily. He's going to make her spend money in those states, and that's how we're going to spread her out and defeat her and her huge coffers that we want to talk about. So these are things that Paul Manafort is an expert at, who is going to be able to manage that multi-state at once campaign much more efficiently. And so we are very excited about this move on the Trump train. Don't let the media get you distracted from the fact that we are actually doing very well in the battleground states. Hillary is doing very poorly, and in fact continues to struggle even in her own party. I will just leave you with this. Bernie supporters are planning a fart-in, yes, fart-in, at the Democratic National Convention. They will be serving Bernie supporter bean dinner before the convention, and then will attend the convention and at her acceptance speech attempt to fart en masse in the largest fart-in in recorded history. So, Hillary isn't doing that great, you guys. Trump is doing a great job. He's changed a little bit of campaign management. We're not worried about that because Paul Manafort is great. He's done great things in other elections. People can talk about who he's helped and what countries, we're America. We're going to make it great again. Paul Manafort is going to help us do that. And we got to elect Donald Trump in November. So keep getting out there, posting your posts, share the media, share stories that you find that are accurate, that are telling the real story. Obviously, donate if you can to Donald Trump. Keep an eye out for his rally schedule on DonaldJTrump.com. Listen to as many rallies as you can. You can catch those on rsbn.tv. And, of course, you can find me and a bunch of good information on my Twitter, on our YouTube page. You can go to our Facebook page, Trump Talk US. That's where I post all the links to everything. And that's about it. So, you guys, don't worry. When the media says something's happening, it's, turn on some Trump Talk. Little Trumpy will tell you what's up. Okay? Thanks for tuning in. Keep trumping. We'll see you next time.